up, people? This is Nature Girl 30 here, and I'm giving you a Raw review for December 26th. Now, every single time, I know that for those that actually do watch my videos, you actually see me ranting more about Raw and how bad it is, but I'm not going to totally do that. There are a few things that I saw on this Raw that did serve its purpose, and then there's a few things that I didn't necessarily like. Now, I'm going to go into the things that actually did serve its purpose. John Cena's impromptu match with The Miz. Now, we did expect Kane to come out and do his little explosion thing, but he didn't come out. He came out in his own terms. But the one thing that I actually did like was it actually did set up the return of R-Truth. Now, I've never been a fan of R-Truth, but the fact that R-Truth made his return at this point in time really did set up something for The Miz, kind of legitimized The Miz actually being there. The Miz it kind of set up something anyway, after The Miz kind of face planted, R-Truth like smack dab into the ground. But seeing how R-Truth and The Miz were going at it really does make you hyped up for this feud because they have really great in-ring chemistry. So I'm really looking forward to their feud, and I think that match did serve its purpose. Plus, R-Truth said it himself, why should I end this now? I'm gonna let it go further. Said why open your Christmas present early? For real, I'm actually looking forward to this. I really am looking forward to that feud. The one thing I can definitely say is that for the final moment of the night, it's not really totally a main event, but it was more of the final moment. When Kane finally came out to answer John Cena's question that he's pretty much been wanting to know since this past Monday, was why he was attacked. It wasn't so much what Kane said. It wasn't so much John Cena's reaction. It was the reaction of the crowd. Now, I think that was a good job on that cameraman's part, the way that he captured the reaction shots. Now, you don't really usually see a lot of reaction shots, except for if something's like epic, you have to do it. Like, for example, the little girl that for the great cameraman that captured that reaction shot with that little girl up there being angry that Randy Orton took the belt from Christian. That was a really great reaction shot. But that was also a really good reaction shot that I saw last night, where the adults are sitting there like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. And then that little boy was sitting there with his face just completely blank. That was a great reaction shot. But those are practically the only things that I liked about Raw. I hate to say it. I'm going into the things that I didn't like. I don't like the new Kane. I don't like philosophy in my wrestling. I like straight up carnage. That's pretty much what wrestling, it's not, I like my carnage. I'm gonna be real. I like this flat out in your face, just fist to the wall, fist to your face, on the turnbuckle. I like that. And I like the destructive Kane. The Kane that came out and completely annihilated you for no rhyme or reason at all. That is the Kane that I miss. They're making him philosophical now. And also the fact that John Cena did nothing but listen. John Cena didn't even come down to beat the crap out of Kane. He literally sat up there and ended the show with his head down. Yeah. I know that this whole thing was pretty much to try to set John Cena up to be a better face, a better looking face. It did poorly. They didn't really do a good job at that. Moving on, I was very disappointed in the mixed tag. I really didn't want to see a mixed tag, but seeing Zack Ryder and Even It, you knew that these people were going to lose. And I'm talking about Natalya and Tyson Kidd. Now, after seeing Natalya teaming up with Tyson Kidd, lets you know that the Divas of Destruction are completely done. They're not going to go forward with it. They're finished with it. Beth Phoenix wasn't even out there. The fact that she was teamed up with Tyson Kidd let me know Natalya was going to lose. They're going to continue to degrade her career and completely put her in these random matches with these random wrestlers. And it's sad. It really is. It could have done really great with the storyline with the Divas of Destruction. Trying to recruit more people who want to be Amazon or a Glamazon. They should have started off the whole Glamazon thing and have these are my Glamazons and these are the Barbies. That would have been a great setup for the Divas division. But they decided to cap it. They decided to end it right then and there. And that was sad. But moving on from there, Booker T versus Cody Rhodes. Now, this feud should have died at TLC. I'm not saying, I mean, Cody Rhodes and Booker T had a reason to feud up until TLC, but now the match is over. They really had no reason to feud. It should have just died. Even though that Cody Rhodes won, they should have just ended it. They really should have. Because Booker T does not have the steam, or he doesn't have the steam, the stamina, the endurance. He has none of that. He was pooped within 2 minutes of the match. He literally it should have been 3 minutes, and that was it. It went on 5 minutes. That's far too long for somebody who's only had 3 matches. And isn't since his career back in the 90s, he's only had 3 matches up till now. And honestly, it shouldn't have went on as long as it did. It should have ended at TLC, but they decided to prolong it. It was really slow. It was really sluggish. You could tell that Cody Rhodes did everything to try and make it keep going, but Booker T was plumb tuckered out. It shouldn't have went on as long as it did. It should have stopped. Disappointing. But moving on from there. They actually did have a backstage scene with David Otunga and John Laurinaitis. Now, with the whole flashbacks to these little impromptu commercials they keep having every once in a while, my theory is that Chris Jericho is going to be making his debut next Monday, because that's his MO. His whole save me, save the world, Y2J countdown, the end of day stuff. That's pretty much Chris Jericho's MO. And he may be making his return on Monday. It could be somebody else. Who knows? But all in all, the person on the phone that John Laurinaitis was talking to was Brodus Clay. Now, Brodus Clay should have made his debut months ago. But I guess they're going to actually have something to do for him maybe next Monday. I don't know. Maybe it will be great to have him feud with Alberto Del Rio, because they do have unfinished business. It would make sense for him to feud with him. But who knows? We have to find out next week. Well, actually, next year, 2012. But it was funny how the Big Show ended up being called after talking to Kelly Kelly, who had no match for the night. Called in by John Laurinaitis saying, I could beat you with my hand tied behind my back. He pretty much did, except it was a DQ. But the only problem that I have with that is that they just continue to do the whole Mark Henry feud thing. They really have no reason to feud anymore, because the Big Show did not have his belt. Mark Henry lost his belt. The person they really should be beefing with is Daniel Bryan. But Daniel Bryan actually did come out and just distract. He distracted Mark Henry and then ran off. You're the champion. You need to stand your ground. You really do need to stand your ground. Now, you stood up. Daniel Bryan stood up to Mark Henry and wasn't afraid of him. And he also took the belt from the Big Show. So that shows that the guy has some bravery in him. So why in the world would you make him look like a coward and run away? He's supposed to be champion. Come on. That's the one thing I really didn't agree with the match. And seeing how the Big Show completely annihilated David Otunga was a positive plus in my eyes. I really did like that. But I just really did not like at all the fact that they're trying to make John Laurinaitis look more like Vince McMahon from the stuff that he did in the beginning, with him wearing CM Punk's shirt, coming out trying to get a rise up of CM Punk, trying to make a gauntlet match to try to try to mess with CM Punk a little bit, but then have no backup plan afterwards. And then at the main event of the night, all he did was just literally distract people. To have Dolph Ziggler become the #1 contender for the belt for Monday. It's like they're really doing their best to try to give John Laurinaitis a little bit of flair, trying to actually act more like Vince McMahon, but he's just not Vince McMahon. I'm sorry, you can't make him like Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon actually you care enough about him to hate him. You don't care about John Laurinaitis, so it just doesn't work that way. From all the little negative points that I spoke about, and some of the positive viewpoints, it seems to me they're actually trying to have some build for the Royal Rumble. So I can't completely say they're not doing anything. They're trying to do a little bit of something, but it's just not enough, in my view. But they're doing their best. It's one thing I'm saying is that they're actually trying to do something. It may not be their best, but they're trying to do something. But from all the negative points that I spoke on, I have to give it a C- for the night. It's just, you can't take. You can probably. You can't take a piece of crap and turn it into gold. I'm sorry, you can't. Same with John Laurinaitis and with him becoming Vince McMahon. You can't take a piece of crap and turn it to gold. It's just you can't do that. It's not possible. But honestly, and the way they destroyed the Divas of Destruction really was sad. I don't think it was something they should have done. And the Booker T match shouldn't have happened. But all in all, I'm giving it a C- for the night. If you agree with me, leave a comment below. If you disagree with me, still leave a comment below. This is Nation Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. See you next year, y'all. See you later.